Thank you, Richard. It's Si here. Hi, everybody. I'm going to give you a very quick demo of Escribe 2. I'm very proud of this product. It's a complete end-to-end ebook creation and publishing end-to-end service. Now, I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. There's an awful lot in here, and a lot it does, but I don't bore you. So I'll skip through as much as I possibly can, just to give you a general overview and flavor of everything it can do, because we can create ebooks, we can create sales and lead pages with it, we can create audiobooks with it, we can create images and edit images as well with a full-on image editor. There's all sorts. So I will do my very best to give you a taste of everything. Once you get inside the dashboard, you will see that there's lots and lots of tutorials that cover everything. So here we are in the home dashboard, pretty standard. Just give you a few details about your account. And then we have a set of menus across the top. We have the projects menu, the CDNs menu, because we also provide content distribution networks where we store your images and your PDF files, etc. Transactions menu, so you can look at the emails you've captured and the sales. The agency menu, so you can manage your agency, because it does have an agency facility built right in. A help menu where you can access tutorials and support. And up here, you have your logout and settings menu. Now, I'll cover settings first. If we go to settings, this is where you put in your Stripe details and or PayPal details so you can take payments. The cart is built into the system, so you don't need an external cart. And we auto deliver your product. You can bring your own domains and subdomains into the system, as you can see I've done here. There will, if you haven't brought one in already, there'll be a button here that lets you just bring it in. It's very simple. We've got full videos on that. You can change your password here, and here you can see all the autoresponders that we automatically can integrate with. Everything from ActiveCampaign through to Product Dino, Ontraport, MailVio, there's lots in there. You can also integrate with some popular webinar services at the same time. And you can also, at the same time as either or of these, you can also send the details to various webhooks like Zapier or custom ones that you build yourself. Right, the first thing I'm going to cover is the main meat, which is ebooks. So I'll go to the ebooks menu, and here's some that I created earlier, as you can see. Now, if I click new ebook, you'll see there's a couple of fields to fill in, and there's an autopilot button as well. Now, with autopilot, that will let you just select a genre and press autopilot, and it will do it all for you. You don't have to do anything. It will come up with the idea for the book based on the genre you select. And you can see from the genres, we've got lots. You don't have to specify one if you want something that's outside the remit of this, but there's lots and lots and lots of non-fiction and fiction genres here for you to choose from. If you select one, you don't have to put an idea for your ebook in here. Click autopilot and sit and wait, and it will do it all for you. And it's worth mentioning that there are, in fact, nearly 200, 198, I think. So pretty much 200 genres. Everything from character-driven stories to family sagas, young adult, horror, sci-fi. I mean, the non-fiction, everything from photography, nature writing, AI, blockchain and crypto, fitness, real estate, investing, e-commerce, all sorts of stuff. Now, you don't have to use autopilot, although it's an amazing feature. What you can do is literally give the ebook a name. So I'm going to call it Test Webinar. Tell it who you are, an author name. Select the number of chapters and the number of words per chapter. There's a maximum of 80,000 words. And then select a target audience or not, as the case may be. Select the genre, say motivation. Select the tone of writing or leave it neutral, and select a writing mode, Pro or Pro Plus Enhanced. Now, you then type an ebook idea in here. If you can't think of an idea, and let's face it, anyone can get writer's block, just either click autopilot and let it do the whole thing, or click idea, and it will take the genre that you've specified, in this case, motivation. If you don't, by the way, it will pick a random one, and it comes up with an idea for a book. And then you simply click next. And it'll go away and come up with all the ebook titles. Now, you can edit any of these. Everything is editable, so you can change them if you like, and then choose one. So click next. Again, I'm going to use that title, The Art of Stillness, Embracing the Power of Pause for Lasting Change. And then it'll come up with, I asked for 5 chapters. So it's come up with 5 chapters, and I can change these chapter headings and the full chapter outlines here. Anywhere there's a box with multi-line text, by the way, you can make it bigger anytime. Now, if I click next now, I can either edit these or if I click next now, it will then start generating the book. But that could take 5 minutes or so. So I don't want you to have to just sit through looking at a spinning icon. So here's some I created earlier. I'll go back to eBooks, and you can see I created some on autopilot, some not on autopilot. So here's one I've already done, and this is what will happen when it creates the book. You get a full-on editor. It's a WYSIWYG editor. You can change anything from the fonts to the colors, and you can even bring in unsplash images that it selects that are relevant to your book automatically for you. You can bring in images from our image library that you've created. And as you can see, there's some book covers because we've got an auto cover creator. And we can bring in images from your computer as well. You can upload them. We've got a pro tool where if we select, say, this paragraph and click that there, which is Writing Pro, you can look at word meanings, word types, etymology, troponyms, idioms, the diachronic change, phrases to do with that oxymorons. You can get a grammar report tone. This is a professional tool. Not everyone will use this, of course, but if you want to be a pro writer, it's very, very handy. And then once you've finished all this, you can then, once you've got your book how you want it, you can create an automatic cover for it just by pressing that, and it will automatically create a cover. And then you can export it, and you can export as a doc file to using Google Docs or Word, a text file, a PDF file, which is probably the most useful for most people, an EPUB file, an HTML file. You can add it to our CDN, and you can also convert it to an audiobook. Now, if I select PDF file, and you'll see it's asking me if I want a cover, I can select no cover, of course. But I'm going to use that, let me see which one. Let's use, I don't know, that one. That one there, the invisible triggers of online shopping, just for the sake of doing that. It's creating the file, and there we go, it's loaded it for me. And there's the book that we created before. So that's how we create an ebook and how we get it to a PDF. The same with EPUB, it'll create a zip ready to upload to any EPUB service. And we can also select convert to audiobook. This will then, you can sample this, there's all these voices you can use, and you click generate, and it puts it in a queue. So we might as well cover that very briefly. Now, if I go to audio, you can see there's the one that's still processing that we've just put in there. It takes maybe a few minutes, depends on the size of the book, of course. But once it's done, you don't have to stay on the screen. Once it's done, the download button will appear here, and you can download a zip that contains your MP3 audio file and a text transcription. So, if we were to go into eBooks again and select a new ebook, select a genre, say goal setting, and click autopilot, it will do the whole thing. It will create everything, including a cover, for me, all the way to the end, and I'll be left without having to do anything apart from give it a project name, tell it who I am or what author name I want, and select a number of chapters, a number of words, and a genre. And that's it. It will create an ebook for you without you doing anything else. It's a real time saver. Now, we'll come to pages shortly. Next thing I want to show you is images. So if we go to images, and I select new image, you can see that we have a full-on image editor. You can select all sorts of pre-sizes from book covers for different formatting, Facebook covers, Instagram photos. This isn't just for book covers. It's used for illustrations in your book. In fact, you can use it for anything. If you don't want to use a preset size, you can literally just drag and drop, move that around. Let me select an AI, and you can then go to add image, either upload or generate one with AI. And there, are hundreds of different styles. Everything from Aboriginal dot painting, cartoons, Conte crayons, as photography, futurism, fractal art, Roman art, Japanese style, modernism, minimalism, Persian miniature, photographic, photo montages, pop art. You can see everything all the way down to watercolors and Zen doodles. So there's literally you can create any type of style of art that you want. You can select the size, and you can even have transparent objects. So we can have an object in the background that's transparent, or an object that has a transparent background, I should say, which is a unique feature, very unique to us. Now, apart from being able to generate images, this is a full-on canvas. You can put the images on here, and there are all sorts of tools you can use. You can generate shapes, text. For instance, if I choose a font and then tell it to put a text box on, there's my text, and it's fully editable. And everything is an object, so we can rotate it, we can resize it, we can change its colors, etc., etc. And we can fill areas. We can even go into drawing mode, select a drawing brush like crayon, and we can draw on the canvas. And when you come back out of drawing mode, that becomes an object as well. So you can rotate it, resize it, and everything else. You can even do daft things like add a drop shadow to it, and the same with text. Everything is an object. And when you save these projects, when you come back to them, they're all still editable. And we have layers here as well. So that's above that. I can send that to the back, and it goes behind that text now, as you can see. And we can upload it to our image CDN. We can download it as a PNG file. On the brushes, we can change the opacity and the size. We can add different shapes. We can add outlines to things. We've got a grid system. It's a real full-featured image editing package, which means you don't need any others. And you can generate AI images with it as well. So that's image creation. The next thing now I want to show you is the pages. So if we go to pages, here's where you create your it's a full drag and drop page builder. If I go to one that I did earlier, and we'll load that up. And you can see there's one that it was just a simple one. And on each page, everything is a block, and you can drag them around. So I could say, drag this down here and put that below there. I can edit it live, and you'll see I've got a full editing toolbar up here. I can even do things like, let's say I don't like that headline there. I can select it and tell it to rewrite it, and it will spin it for me and come up with a completely different headline. Now, you can do this to full paragraphs as well, if you want. As you can see, it's done it for me there. We can add font awesome icons. We can add email forms anywhere on the page. So let me just click that and put one in. So you can collect email addresses, and these are all live editable as well, as you can see. And then we can add images from the CDNs. We can upload images. We can put video in there. Now, at the side, you've got the different types of blocks, which are in grey. For instance, video blocks, call to action blocks, timers, because we've got a full countdown timer system. And all you do is, a content block is kind of the Swiss Army knife. We just drag it to where we want it on the page. Let's put that one there. And as you can see, there's the editor bar. We've got a full content block we can type in and move it around and everything else. We can even time it so blocks appear and disappear at certain dates and times, which is an extremely useful feature if you've got a pre-sale page. The blue buttons on this side menu are for the settings. Let's look at page settings. We can select the background colors of the page, the widths and the maximum widths, the titles for meta descriptions and meta titles. We could even have a background video, because you can make blocks transparent. So you can have a full screen background video that runs behind your page. It's a very effective technique. You can put your own code in as well there, of course. The timer lets you set the countdown timer details and lets you set what happens when the timer expires. Very, very useful for creating urgency. We can have pop bars, which are sticky bars at the top or bottom of the page. We can have exit pops, so that our exit pop appears with your text and button in when someone tries to navigate away. Now, this is a very important thing, the gate settings, because you can gate this so people can't get your delivery pages. And by the way, the system automatically sends them to the delivery page once the gate conditions are met. You can have a mail gate, which essentially lets them It lets you automatically connect them to your autoresponder. When they fill in the mail form, it'll add them to the autoresponder. You can also add them to webinars as well at the same time and other webhooks. And it will then, once they've been added, it will send them to the delivery page. We can also have a pay gate where we can choose Stripe or PayPal, the currency, set the price for your product and what the product name will be in our cart. The cart's built into the system. As soon as the payment has gone through, they will be given and taken to the delivery page. And then you can have both. And what that means is not only can you take payment, but then it will also add them to your autoresponder as well. So you've got the best of both worlds with that. We've even got a copy wizard. If we select copy wizard, you can choose different personas, and it will give you a sample of the text from that persona there and different frameworks. And it will explain what that framework does here. And what it will do, it will use that persona and that framework. You select an ebook that you've already created. It will read that ebook, and then it will fill this page in with all the content blocks with headlines, sub-headlines, calls to action, and content, actual body content. So it will create the page for you if you like. We can do all sorts of complex things. You can create any type of page, and it is a full-on page builder with every feature you could want. And super easy to use. Okay, so that's covering the page builder. And like I said, super easy. It can do all sorts. You can change anything. You can have background images on blocks, transparent backgrounds, so a video or a full page background image can show through. You can have call to action buttons, mail forms, everything you'd want from a page builder. So you don't need a page builder either. And it will automatically fill it in with a sales page ready for your book. And you can take payment with our inbuilt cart or collect our inbuilt mail gate as well. Now, one of the other things I want to show you is the AI marketing packs. If I select a new AI project, it will ask me which book I want the project for, and it will create a full marketing pack on autopilot for me. You don't have to do anything, but just for the benefit of this webinar, I've pre-created one, so we don't have to sit through. So it will create a summary, first of all, of your book, which I've done here. And then you can choose which of these you want to generate, and you can generate all of them if you want. It will do a full email sequence for you, a YouTube script for a YouTube video to promote it, a Facebook pack with different posts to put on Facebook about your book. Same for TikTok, a script for TikTok and titles for video, Pinterest pin ideas and board ideas. And excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little. An Instagram pack for posts and a script for Instagram, Twitter tweets or X now. Yeah, I'll still call it Twitter. It will do an ad pack with YouTube ads and TikTok ads, Facebook ads, and everything else. And it'll give you a full campaign strategy. So we've got your marketing covered as well. It even writes the emails for you. So it does the whole lot. The other sections we have are the CDNs. The PDF CDN is where the PDFs are stored, so you don't have to host them yourself. The image CDN is where all your images are stored, so you don't have to host them yourself either. And you can see the quality of some of the covers that have been created. Let me just bring that down in size. Oh, I can't do that, but anyway, it's cut out full size for me on my browser, but you can see the kind of covers it creates. Let's have a look at another one. And you can see that there. And it creates awesome covers. That's one where I put the author name as author name, just for demonstration. Let me just bring that back up because I pressed the wrong button. If we go to transactions, you can see emails you've collected. These are test ones, as is pretty obvious. That one was collected via Product Dino. And you can see the sales that you've made. That's another test one. And you can do all sorts like that as well. We then have the full agency. You can create an agency, and what you can do, you can add a new client. So this is for us an extra stream of income. Rather than just creating your own books and selling them, you can offer your services on something like Fiverr or Gumroad or something like that and create books for clients, but you don't have to host them or deliver them. You can deliver them all inside this system. So you have a client, you get a name, email, and a set of password. You will have a special login there where your client can log in. You can upload your logo, so it'll display in this, and they will get a portal with all the resources that you put in there. So I've created a client here. And if I click resources, you can see I've added an image and a cover for him, and I've added a PDF for him. I can add any other. I can add an image, cover, PDF, or a page, so I can create a landing page for him as well and put that in there. And that's it. The client will log into a special portal. They'll get a nice interface where he or she will be able to see all the things you've delivered for them. So again, an extra way of making income for you. I think I just about covered everything there, not in any detail, and there's so much that I've only just scratched the surface, but don't worry, it's super simple to use. We've designed it like that, and there are full tutorials for everything. I mean, you can see if I go to help, tutorials, you'll see there's video after video after video. And of course, don't forget, you've got our support, and our support desk is first class, as I'm sure you already know if you're on this webinar. So thank you very much for listening. I'm losing my voice, and apologies if my presentation isn't slick, but I am a coder, not a presenter, and I'm so excited about this, and I know you're going to love it as well. So with that, I'm going to hand you back to Richard. Thanks for listening to me. It's all yours, Richard.